Okay, so we're going to continue our coverage over A.X.E Judgment Day, and we actually do pick up with another set of tie-ins. Now we're going to start off with Immortal XMen number 6. The first few pages of this book is really more of a reminder of what happened in Judgment Day Part 3 of the main series. Because remember, thanks to Tony Stark and a few other characters, a god was brought to life. A celestial was brought back to life. Matter of fact, it was the one the Avengers were living in the entire Jason Aaron run on the Avengers. Either way, with it coming back to life, it began to judge the entire world. And with that happening, it's trying to see what it should do with the world. Now, if every single person does get judged and there is more downvotes than upvotes, well, of course, the world is going to be destroyed. Now, we kind of find out that Tony Stark did put some kind of device in the god where just in case if the god goes crazy or evil, it's more like a failsafe as a way to shut down the celestial. The problem is though, if they do it, the celestial might blow up. If it does blow up, it's going to cause a lot of damage to the surrounding areas around the celestial. And so when it came to the Avengers and the Eternals, they're saying no. But when it came to Mr. Sinister, he tricked the X-Men team to go ahead and try to do it, to hopefully save the world by just going ahead and sacrificing just 1 million or 2 million people to save billions of lives. Now his plan failed for one heck of a crazy reason, but the thing was, when it came to him trying to build up this plan, he was talking to Destiny, and he told Destiny the truth about what could happen if the Celestial is shut down by using down one particular part. But the thing was, she agreed with Sinister. Go ahead and sacrifice millions to save billions. Who cares if innocent people die just in that area? Unless the whole world survives, who should care? And so once their plan had failed, well then the Celestial began to judge Destiny. But then we see her get judged by the Celestial, and this is actually very huge because let's not forget, when it came to the Celestial, he said, I'm going to judge every single person across the world. If there are more downvotes than upvotes, you know what's going to happen? Your world is going to die. Matter of fact, when it comes to most of the characters, only 2 so far got thumbs up, Cyclops and Wolverine, and really only Wolverine. Cyclops told Celestial, you better give me a thumbs up. Either way, when it comes to Destiny, she gets a thumbs down. And the reason why? Because she lied. And what I mean by that, when Sinister told her, hey listen, this is a way we can bring down a Celestial by using this piece right here that was made by Tony Stark. Yes, it could kill millions, but hey, we'll save billions. She was down, but she knew that most of the Quiet Council would not be down about it. And so what she did was she lied. She did not share all the information that was given to her by Sinister as a way to have the Quiet Council and her agree to send the X-Men to try to take down a Celestial. But the problem was, because she did that, you have the judge say, hey, you lied. And the reason why you lied, because of your fear. You were scared to lose Mystique. And with that being said, you get a thumbs down. And so now you're part of the reason if the world is destroyed by me. And so then we see the Quiet Council meet up. Now, when the Quiet Council does meet up, this is them talking about the different things they got going on at the moment, because they have a lot of different problems going on at the moment. The Eternals, the Celestial, the human race, they have a lot of different things all attacking them at once. And those are just the major issues. Either way, when it comes to the Quiet Council, they're now wondering, okay, who here has been judged so far? So we already know Destiny's been judged, got a thumbs down. Mystique apparently got judged, also got a thumbs down, but she does not care at all. Emma Frost, same thing, thumbs down. But Kitty Pryde got a thumbs up. So now we know Cyclops, Wolverine, Kitty Pryde, those 3 got thumbs up. Besides that, we have no idea if the rest of the Quiet Council or any other X-Men has been judged yet, if they got a thumbs up or a thumbs down. But the question is right now, what should they do next? Now, when it comes to Sebastian Shaw, he already knows that if he is judged, it's going to be a thumbs down. Now, the reason why, because his entire life was him trying to outdo his father. And I'll explain here in a moment. But we also learn when it comes to the celestial, when it does judge you, it may take a different form. Somebody you hate so much or somebody you care so much, as a way to kind of just get at you a tad bit more while it is judging you. And so then we jump over to Sebastian Shaw's origin. Not completely, but just enough to learn a tad bit more about this character. And what I mean by that, when he was a young boy, he always wanted to spend time with his father. Unfortunately, when it came to his father, the only thing his dad cared for so much was to get money. And so he would literally not do anything at all with his son Sebastian because he was always trying to get more money. Now, once Sebastian had grown up, his dad died, but Sebastian was able to make a bunch of money, which is a great thing, except when it came to this one ritual. And I say ritual, but it's not really a ritual. And what I mean by that, you have people who would technically bury money alongside the person that they are burying to say that I am paying for your sins or I'm paying for you to get to heaven. When it comes to Sebastian Shaw, it's really more of him saying, I'm giving you money and bearing alongside with you to make sure you do go to hell, but the flames just keep burning and burning. And so every single dollar could be a minute of me just paying and burn you over and over again because you have caused me so much pain and hatred. I hate you so much. I'd rather see you suffer in hell rather than go to heaven. But getting back over to the present day, this is where we come to find out that the Quiet Council apparently knows somebody who could help them out dealing with the problem with the human race, meaning that to ease the hatred that's being built right now by the humans over the idea that the mutants are able to bring someone back to life. And so the X-Men, or the Quiet Council, is going to send Sebastian Shaw to meet up with this person to figure out how in the world can we calm down the humans so that they'll get off our back, but then we can handle other problems like the Eternals or the celestial god that wants to wipe out the entire world. And so Sebastian says yes, and he does leave for the meeting. We then get this weird setting where basically Exodus is now being judged by the Celestial. And when it comes to this judgment, it's really more Celestial trying to see if Exodus would sacrifice himself as a way to bring back the old Black Knight in the 12th century that Exodus cares so much for, because apparently Black Knight is right now in hell. And so when it comes to this judgment, he's being confronted by a demon. Now this demon is just a celestial taking a different form to give a test to Exodus to see, hey, if you make a deal with me, give up your soul, come to hell, I'll go ahead and release the Black Knight back to Earth, because right now he's being punished for your crimes or for your sins. So will you do it? And Exodus says no. And the reason why? Because there's still so much work to do on Krakoa. And so because of that, he does get a thumbs up. But then you have Sebastian Shaw just knock out Exodus and then says, hey, I gotta go because I have to leave for my mission. We already know his mission is to deal with someone who has a game plan to ease the hatred from the human race over the idea that mutants have the ability to bring someone back to life. But then it's time for Sebastian Shaw to be judged. Now, right before he's being judged, we kind of find out that Sebastian Shaw has been secretly working with Orchid. Now remember, Orchid is a new organization that has been trying to get rid of the mutant race. Now with that being said, apparently Sebastian Shaw had been giving them money to build up new Sentinels as a way to make more money and put more money in his pocket. And so with that being said, Sebastian Shaw is technically down to build robots that are made to kill off his own people. But the thing is, all he cares about is making a profit. And so when it came time to be judged, he gets a thumbs down. Now he's not surprised about that. What he is surprised about is the idea that it was Emma Frost the judge took a form of, not his abusive father, which means that when it comes to Sebastian Shaw, he has more hatred towards Emma Frost than his abusive father. And that bothers him right there more than anything else about the entire judgment. And so then we come to find out who Shaw is meeting up with. and that would be Eros. Now, when it comes to Eros, Eros is the brother to Thanos. He's also an Eternal as well, but apparently he does have a way to kind of help with the humans hating on the mutants. Unfortunately, we have no idea what that game plan is, and on top of that, we have no idea what Shaw has to do to get Eros to actually do it. But the thing is, we do see a deal being made right now, and that just shows you that when it comes to Shaw, he has deals everywhere, and I mean everywhere. And so because of that, homeboys are like, listen, I am always trying to make a profit, even if it could help my people or hurt my people. As long I am able to make a profit, I'm gonna do it most likely. And so then we see Sebastian Shaw do some black magic, some dark magic. Now you would think, okay, he is right now trying to make a deal with the devil, Mephisto, except he is not. Matter of fact, he is making a deal with Mother Righteous. And when it comes to Mother Righteous, she's the main bad guy over in Legion of X, a series that we did not cover. Either way, at this point in Marvel Comics, we have not learned enough about her. All we know is that she's some random bad guy that popped up who's a great magic user, but apparently now her and Shaw are going to make a deal. And what that deal is, we have no idea because the book ends on that note right there. And so unfortunately, when it comes to this book right here, it's not really a good tie-in for the actual main event when it comes to Judgment Day, but it is a good enough book to learn a tad bit more about the history of Sebastian Shaw. And so then we jump into X-Men Red number 6. Now honestly, it is a great book, but there's not enough to kind of sit down and do a deep dive with. All you need to know is that in the first few pages, we kind of find out that Storm has arrived back over to Uranos. Because remember, when it comes to X-Men Red, they're basically a team on Uranos, and Uranos is on Mars. Now, the reason why I said Storm just arrived back, because remember, Storm's part of the Quiet Council, but also part of the Great Ring as well. Both the government bodies of Krakoa and Uranos. And so with that being said, sometimes she has to leave Uranos to go deal with problems on Krakoa and vice versa. But this takes place after Uranos had wiped out at least 98% of the mutants on Uranos. Yeah, he did. And on top of that, he left behind a bunch of weapons to continue to work to kill off the rest of the mutants on Uranos. And so this is just Storm coming back to help out and to fight alongside with other mutants who are still alive and trying to protect what's left of Uranos. And matter of fact, you also have Nova there as well, and that's cool and all, but still, all you see in the first few pages of X-Men Red number 6 is just Storm and fellow mutants of Uranos working together to fight against the weapons that were made by Uranos and to hopefully shut them down. And so then we jump over to Magneto. Now remember, Magneto is barely surviving right now because when it came to Uranos, he did a number to Uranos, but also to Magneto. He left a gaping hole in Magneto. And so you have Magneto just using his powers as a way to keep himself alive. Unfortunately, sooner or later, he's going to get too exhausted where he is going to die. And so with that being said, it's just him trying to hang on, but still help fight against the arsenals of Uranos. Now with all that being said though, when it comes to Magneto, he is confronted by other characters like Sunspot, the Fisherman, and there's a new character, but honestly, not that important. Either way, it's Magneto wondering what can they do to hopefully win this battle against the arsenal of Uranos. Now, something else to mention about Magneto is that if he does give out, he will die. But the thing is, he will not come back to life. Now, that goes back into the earlier days of X-Men Red. And what I mean by that, remember, when it came to the mutants of Uranos, they hated the idea that Krakoa, the other mutant nation on Earth, has the ability to bring someone back from the dead. That is a huge problem. And the reason why, because when it comes to the mutants of Uranos, they feel like you should fight to the death and then stay dead if you die. It's a more honorable way. And so for Magneto and Storm, what they did was they destroyed their backup in Cerebro. And so if they die, Krakoa cannot bring them back to life at all without that backup. And with Magneto on the verge of dying, that basically means if he does die, he is dead. But either way, he wants to keep fighting, especially when machines of Uranos get right back up again and begin to continue to attack the mutants of A.X.E. And that leads into the ending of X-Men Red number 6. And what I mean by that, you have Storm arrive. And when Storm arrives, she's able to use her powers to give Magneto a jump, give his heart a jump. A big enough jump where Magneto goes Omega level mutant, like full power. Like he's all like, you know what? It's time to show y'all what I can do. Let me remind you guys that I am Magneto. I'm not just your regular X-Men character. No, I'm the first X-Men villain, the best one of all. And let me show you what I can do. And he does show. He takes down all the weapons that were made by Uranos just like that. Now with storming back here, that means the entire X-Men Red team is here, along with some newer characters that came from A.X.E. Either way, it's Storm and the rest of X-Men Red saying, we are going to go find Uranos. We are going to get revenge against Uranos because what he did to our people is not okay. And so that means we have to go find him and whoop his you-know-what. And so this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But guys, I'll see y'all next time. Later.